Question every English teacher wants to know: how to get your kids to want to read more.
So let's talk real quick about how you can make reading more appealing amongst your students. I did not read a book of my own volition until I was 19 years old. When I was in high school, reading wasn't cool. It wasn't anything that I ever thought that I wanted to do. It seemed boring. It seemed like it was something for girls or for nerds, and I was too cool. I was too cool for that. But what I learned later in life was I had a friend, my friend John. We're 19 years old. We're kind of hanging out at his house one day, and he shows me a book, and he says, "Yo, you should read this. It's amazing." And I said, "John, too cool. I can't read books, man. Never read a book in my whole life." And John was like,
"What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it."
Coming from the right person, hearing that reading was something that was worthwhile, that was worth doing, it completely shifted my view on it. And what I slowly started to learn was that there's so much value in books, right? Like, who would have thought there's a lot of value in books? That's why people write all of these. One of the ways that I try and get my guys excited about reading is by doing just these couple of things that I hope help. One of those things is to make your books look cool, right? I try and display my books. I made all of these bookshelves, and I try to display them in a way that looks appealing. It's the thing that I get complimented on the most, or at least first when people come and visit my room. I did that on purpose. Number two, I order books for guys that they want, or I order things that I think the kids are going to like to read. I don't just fill my room with a whole bunch of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein or Henry David Thoreau's Walden. Although I love those books, I don't think that that's going to be the thing that catches you and pulls you into a lifelong love of reading. Number three, build time in to read. So every day we have 10 minutes of independent reading time. You're reading a book that you chose that you read for 10 minutes a day. And then on Wednesdays we have only 25-minute periods. So the guys read for 20 minutes. It's completely silent. They're reading the whole time. And then I give them the last 5 minutes to just chill as sort of a reward for reading for 20 minutes. What I used to have no time for independent reading in my class to having 60 minutes a week where you're just independently reading on anything that you want to read from any of the books in my room, or anything you want me to order, or anything that you want to bring in from home.
So number four, or whatever number it is that I teach English for a reason. Another thing that you can do is just kind of be excited around your kids about reading. Right, so in my room on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, I show the kids what book I'm reading. Right now I'm reading Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour bookstore. It's pretty cool, it glows in the dark. So I come in, I show the kids what I'm reading, and then I talk about it real quick, so that I'm constantly reminding them that I love reading, and that I'm not just teaching English because I got a degree in English and I didn't know what else to do with it, even though I didn't. No, look, I'm not going to say that my students read more than anyone else in the world. I'm not going to say that our numbers have gone through the roof, but I do know that my students are reading more than the average teenage boy does. And I do know that if I can just do little things like this, I feel like it's had a great impact on my class. From making your books kind of displayed cool, to offering things that the kids actually want to read, and then by you actually being excited about reading. These things can have a drastic effect on your class. Quick question for the day: what are the books that you would love kids to read the most, or that you get kids the most excited about? Or what books have worked in your classroom? I'd love to see in the comments below, like, anything that you've used in class or that's just blown up, that's been something that's been impactful to kids and made them want to read more than they did before that book. Great. Thanks, guys. Peace.